Good morning. Today's Sunday, March 28, day 13 of lockdown in Spain, Madrid. The data from yesterday are not very promising, I must be honest. There's some hope regarding Italy. The daily new infected are staying below the peak we observed 6 days ago, but the death toll went up over 900 yesterday. It's sad news, but it's also in line with the predictions we made because the peak window for the daily death was not yet reached. We will see that later. Well, I would like also to try to find something, but I would like to ask you also to come up. Please bring in some positive, maybe find a video about some good news. I would like to always share something positive in this daily video log here for you so we don't lose hope, because obviously the numbers are not encouraging. The daily new infected are just skyrocketing. So we need something also to look forward to. And I can tell you one thing, this will be over. It will take at least 2 months, 3 months at least, before we get to normality, because that is what is happening in China. But they were also very, very strict applying their measures. So we have really to be very strict also ourselves. We have to look at Italy, how it's working out with the lockdown, at Spain, at France, and I think every country in the world should follow this because it's just too late. We should combine a strict lockdown with extensive testing. This to combine together with high discipline will help us to get over this quickly and recover normality. Thank you.
I wanted to explain you today why we establish the comparison metric. We have two different fields. We have this part, this is the daily death, and then we have this part, which is the daily new infected. So what I did, I told you, I started to compare every country from the day they reported the first death. So China was the very first day, the 23rd of January, since we have data from them. They had 8 deaths. Then we can see who was next. Next was Korea, but just almost a month after, you see. Then immediately Italy, the 21st of February, had the first death. Then United States, they had the first death on 29th of February already. 3rd of March, Spain is following, then United Kingdom and France the same time, 5th of March. And and then we count from these days onwards and compare then the evolution of the daily deaths. The same we did for the daily infected. We took this first day of China, 259. So what I did, I was looking just for 200, around 200. So the first country following was South Korea. Then it was again Italy, then it was Germany, then Spain, and then the United States, and finally United Kingdom, the 13th of March with 208. That's how I established these days to count forwards from here. And then we can compare the evolution of each country. So first of all, what I introduced also this little dashboard to show you one glance how we are doing. The United States. The left column is the daily deaths. They were up 133 since yesterday. You see the daily new infected, also massive growth. Italy, sad day, a record of daily deaths yesterday, 990, but we still expect these numbers to go up. While the good news is the daily new infected went down by 194. This confirms that we're really in the window, in the peak window for new infected. UK is picking up. Germany and Spain also yesterday new record number of deaths, 55 up. We are also now in the peak window for the daily new infected. We also had yesterday good news. We had less infected than the day before. It's still very high. In France, well, it's weekend. I observed last week, and this is something similar, that the numbers were not reported correctly, or that people maybe don't go to the hospital on the weekend. That's something a doctor told me here in Spain. It could be something that has something to do with it. Well, Korea and China, they are under control. As you can see, the numbers are very, very low. Well, this is not truly updated, the text here, so I'm sorry about this, but you can see that the numbers have picked up after the data dip 2 days before. Now we're still in the following the exponential curve of daily deaths. We're over 2,500 daily deaths now, counting the 8 countries we observe here. Then we are over the 45,000 new cases. The United States alone is over 17,000. It's over 18,000 right now. And here again, where are we regarding the comparison? If we start at the similar new detected cases, we would be at day 15 for other countries. That means that we have 15 days since we have 200x, 200 something new infected cases. So then we can compare with China. So we see that Spain and the United States are ahead China at day 15 after these 200 cases were detected. We can again see that South Korea and China, they control this better than other countries. You see today 15, you see other countries obviously have been evolving already, but if you compare the 15 days, we can see that almost all the countries now going forward are above China. For the daily deaths, now we would be in day 19, since the very first death was reported in the 8 countries. So what we can observe, that Spain is still heading the death toll, daily death toll, at day 19 at 288 compared with other countries. But we can also see that France and is over China, as well as Italy is above. The graphical representation, we can see this red line is day 19. You can see that Spain is already here at 773, just a week after, and you see all the other countries are getting over the trends, China trends with daily deaths clearly. This is United States, the gray one, the green one is Italy, France, numbers until day 23 also picking up. So we expect that every single country will be over the daily deaths since the first death in China, and will stay there. So let's look at the United States. So what I can tell you, what the United States would need to do is to lock down the full country today, run massive testing and isolation radically. Otherwise, there was a massive impact on the United States population, and you will see quickly why that is. So I was checking now the new daily infected compared with China. And I compare the data from 9th of March. 9th of March, I take at the start date of all the countries now and compare with the first day lockdown China. So 21st of January, then we take the 9th of March and just compare the multiplicator X factor compared with the China data. So what we can see that the United States is just skyrocketing. 7.5 times faster are the daily infected growing compared with China at day 19 after China lockdown. And the United States did not lock down the country yet. So all the other countries are also have a multiplicator factors bigger than 1, but far below the United States. Remember, Italy, Spain, and France, they locked down the country. Germany is halfway through. So what I can only say is that the United States must lock down the country, should run massive testing, and radically isolate everyone who is tested positive with the virus. Let's go to Italy now. Italy, as we know, is since a week now in the peak window of daily new cases. Promising again yesterday, we did not get over the 6,500 from the first day of the peak. So it looks like we are staying more or less stable since 6 days in the new infected, which is very good news. Sadly, the daily death went up to 990. It's a new record high, but this is also expected. As you can see here, the peak of daily deaths is expected from day 21, so 29th of March. In that is the window where we expect the daily deaths to peak. You can see at the left hand my estimation. This is factor 9 times what China had at the same day after lockdown. So we still, you can see this is quite accurate here. There are obviously some differences, as usually clear, but the trend is what is important. So we expect the peak to happen over here. Yeah. For Spain, same story. Spain is still growing in daily death, which is also expected. We have just entered 3 days ago the peak for peak window for daily new cases. So we're still growing. Yesterday was a slight decline, but we cannot be sure that we have already reached the peak. You remember Italy was the first day of the window. Here it's maybe the second. We don't know. It can be the fifth or sixth day. So we are still looking forward to confirm that we are in the peak window, number one, and that the peak was hopefully reached already in day 2. We'll see that in the next days. So then an attempt to predict the daily deaths and daily new cases for the United States. Well, that is not an easy thing. And why is that? Well, what are the challenges with any predictions for the United States? First of all, the United States did not yet lock down the whole country like Italy, Spain, and France. So we cannot start counting, well, we have a day, we have a real lockdown and can say, okay, the measures have been taken. And we can compare with China. The massive testing is also not happening because the problem is that should be free. The government should just give all the tests for free and should not charge anything. I don't know if that has happened already, but it should happen in every single state. The data is clearly not promising. We have an exponential growth for both newly infected and also daily deaths, so that's also not good. And we cannot compare because we do not have a country that did not lock down quickly. All the data we can compare are data from China, Korea, Italy, Spain, and now France. That's it. But the United States did not do the same. So that means, how can we forecast peaks for daily deaths and daily new cases? I don't know. If you have any ideas, I will be really happy to listen to you because I cannot do any predictions for the United States right now. Thank you very much. Again, please know that I'm not an expert. I'm not a virologist. I'm just trying to keep up and observe data, share that with you, and please don't forget to share any positive things you want to mention. I would like to include that in this vlog. Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday and stay safe.
Noche de bohemia y de ilusión, yo no me voy a la razón. ¿Cómo te olvidaste de eso? Busco y no encuentro una explicación.